Hello, our dearest lovelies, and welcome to the deck reveal / the how-to series for the Jorvik Divined project. Originally, we had a full video series planned, but because of technical difficulties, that kind of pushed up plans for release week. We're just doing it all on one big video. I also want to be honest for everyone watching this later that the recording of this video was also the live stream revealed to our team. So if I get really gushy, really excited or get involved like really close to the camera like this, it is because as we're recording this, I'm currently talking to our chat of our team hanging out to see the deck for the first time, which is an awesome feeling. And then after that, we are going to get into the how-to series. But that's what's going on in this video, so thank you guys for bearing with us. And we're looking forward to you seeing the deck just a few hours after we've seen it, so very exciting. I'm also going to apologize in advance because a bunch of people have names that I have come up with pronunciations in my head that may or may not necessarily be the correct pronunciations. I speak American English, which is phonetically obnoxious, so we're gonna see how badly I butcher a bunch of these names. So it's gonna go great. It's gonna go great. It'll be fine. It'll go great. With that said, let's jump right into this. All right, to start, let's go over the backs because they're gonna be on all of the cards. So here are our backs. They were done by the lovely Jade, one of our project managers, and Aster, who helped with the fabric patterning on the cards. I'm trying to get my head out of the way so the camera can see more of those lovely backs. Let's see what we get from the back. All right, we started with Tyr. So this is Tyr. It was done by our wonderful Sam, who is on Dianic, I believe, and Sam the SSO guy, depending on which platform you go on. This is one of his 2 cards. This was his second one. It came out beautiful, of Anne. Next we had Chaos by Miltu. This is beautiful. Lovely. Because this is Note. Look how pretty that is. This is Note. I believe, because her handle is like Ronimi, and I'll have it over here because I'm probably going to heck it up. We have Source, which went through so many hands getting it through, but it came out wonderful by Fire Forest. Look how pretty that is, with the little shadow seekers in the back. Kind of blurry on my camera, but those are little shadow seekers in the back. It's a beautiful horse. So I don't remember their handle, but it'll be over here. But this one was done by Julian for Divine. Look how pretty. We have Lightning with Alex by Scree, or Scree Cosplay. Riot Wolf for Julian for Divine. Okay. Thank you very much, Jade, for helping me out with that one. And then we have Sun by Little Irish Druid. I think that's her handle on Tumblr and on Instagram. M2. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anne is a little bit dark on here, so she can't show up as well, but we have Anne right here. Then we have Dart Zoo, who did Star. Lovely of Lisa and of Starshine. But this is Aurora Moonbow, who did Moon, of Linda and Meteor. Look at that. My hand's getting a little shaky. Oh, next up is Fire by the lovely Jade, who did this card of a rune wand in the vault. Then we have Sugar, who is now on Instagram as Sugar's Tavern, who did Waterfall. We have Crown by Cater Prince. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cater Prince. Look how pretty that came out. This is Direction by Shoujo Joy, also known as Worst SSO Player or Wast SSO Player on Instagram. There's not an R in there. Then we had Chest by Grimrose Art. Very pretty of Tin Can. Here we have Drop by, I keep forgetting, because we call her Evie, because it's Evangeline, I think it's Evangeline Kingborn. We have another Rania by Esther Waterpaw? Please correct me, Esther Waterpaw, who did Ground. We have Cycle by, I'm a little biased on this one because she's the official artist for my books. This is by the very talented A.G. Winter, also known as A Singular Season or Wintry Art. So we have Tree by Ellie Pukangas. I hope I said that correctly because I got a second card of theirs coming up. All right, we have Crane by Sakchukin. I'm going to say that. I'm going to try to say that as fast as I can. Sakchukin. Trigun Arts. Vision. Rania and Drillinger. I think I've said Rania's name like 3 different ways. Oh, I didn't even notice that last time. I'm sorry. I'm just noticing all these beautiful details on Serpent, which was done by the lovely Beza at Beza's Lair. We have our other one by Sam or Diantic. He had Light. There's a nice Yidris for you. And we have Aster's card. They did a wonderful, wonderful picture for Harp of Lisa. Look at that. So for Spiral, we had Phi Artbook, who did the beautiful Dallas from the Texas Bluebell short story. And then we had Piper for Breeze. Here he is. Then we have another one of Ellie's for Spiral, Little Baby Concord with the swan. Look at that. And then we had Hermfax for Cradle. Very chilled out tin can. And I almost said Lisa. That's not Lisa, that's Alex. I know the Soul Riders, guys. The second one by Esther Waterpaw for Home. I almost said World, but that's Tarot. For Home, we had another Yidris. We had I by Seshmes. Look at that. Very, very up close reflection in that Garnock eye. I love it. We had another one by Evangelina Kingborn. Our dear Evie for Lantern. We have another one by Cater Prince for Current. Another Anne, Baby Concord. Look at these lovelies together. Look at the bright pink. I was so happy that pink came out so bright on the card. This one is by Knight for Crossroads. Believe the horse is Concord. I believe that was the I think it was Concord. All right. Here's another one I'm going to mess up. Immorelli for Cliff with a very, very dramatic Darko. All right. This is another one by Saku-chan for Shepherd. Nice little sheep and Andy over here. We have the very talented Graphy or Graphy Doggo on Twitter who did Horseshoe for us. Another by Imatu for Valley. Look at that. Then by the very talented Vic Illustrations, we have Storm. Did this wonderful piece. Then by Aurora, we had Mountain with Alonzo, the apparent dreamboat of the Rangers. And then the last one was also by Seshmes, who did Sparrow. Hello, hello for Sparrow. So that is the deck reveal. And now it is time to do a tutorial on how to use this deck for actual divination. So to start, I'm going to set this down because I'm really excited. Is that your non-dominant hand and your dominant hand are important in doing divination. So I am right-handed. I know it's going to look mirrored and weird for everyone, but this is my right hand. So to start with divination, I'm going to take the deck in my non-dominant hand, like so. And I am going to part it with my dominant hand. And I am going to drop the cards back in like this. Basic shuffling. You don't want to do the traditional, like that kind of shuffling, like the card deck shuffling, like you do for poker or something, because these cards, one, you're probably going to be printing these on paper and they're not going to hold up to that, but also because it's going to bend the cards a lot faster. And so if you do it this way and drop it in, it keeps the cards intact and helps prevent from bending them a lot better. So while I'm shuffling, I'm going to think about a question. Now, one of the things we just looked through all these cards is you probably didn't see any cards that said yes or no. There are definitely not enough cards in here to put in dates or put in specific answers. There are only 40 cards in here. They have a very specific amount of answers they can give. So the questions that you can ask in divination aren't going to be like, am I going to get this job? Or what do I need to have for dinner? Or something like that, because those are yes/no questions. And if I just pull a card off the top, lovely Crossroads came up, which says I have a decision to make, which actually fits because these cards can't make decisions for you. It's going to be up to you to come to the decision. That actually fits really well. That's what that card means. And so the questions you want to ask when you do divination are things more like, what can I do to improve? What should I focus on today? What can I do to bring other people towards me? These kinds of questions that are a little bit more ambiguous. So you don't want to ask specific questions because you're not going to get a specific answer. That's not how the deck works. So those are the kinds of questions you want to ask. Those are simple 1-card questions. Once you get into more advanced card questions, like say you have to choose between 2 different projects to start on, then I could say, what are the risks that I have for looking at these projects? And then when I feel the deck calling, I'll pull out the first card. So my first project says this one's challenges because it's going to build a lot on your insight and intuition. And then my second project is going to be brief and momentary, and I need to enjoy the moment of it. I know exactly what it's talking about, and I was not expecting the deck to call me out that fast. So you can definitely get more advanced answers with more cards reading out. But even then, I didn't ask which one of these solutions is going to be right. I asked what are the challenges of these things going to be? Once you start getting up to even bigger questions, then after you do your shuffling, you might want to do reverses, which if you may have noticed, I've been flipping a couple of the cards and shuffling them back in. Once you get into bigger readings, like say, what are 3 things about my past, present, and future that I need to be thinking about? Then I'm going to do something called splitting the deck. And there are 2 different ways to split the deck. How you want to do it is up to you. But both ways start with, you're going to want to let your deck fall into 3 equal parts. All right, so I have 1. I know you guys can't see this. 2, 3. And I know you can't see my cards here. I apologize. But how it would work is that either way, I am going to use my non-dominant hand and I'm going to see which one I'm drawn to first. So I tap this pile. Some people will draw the top card off, so this would be the answer. I got Lantern in reverse, so I need to go for it, even though it's risky. Something that happened in my past. Something right now I need to be taking charge. Hello. Have you seen me working on the Jorvegian Collective? And then my future, man, focusing on the moment, enjoying the moment. I'm getting called out a lot about enjoying the moment. That's one of the ways. The other way you could do it, and I will pop these back in, is that going in that same order, then I pick this bottom, I would hold it and then pick the next one, shuffle it. Ooh, don't bend. Shuffle it back in like so. And then the last one and shuffle it in. And then draw the top 3 cards. So then I got, something about enjoying the moment right now is I'm not doing it, apparently. Right now, studying and practice, and then being lost and confused in my future. I'm not looking forward to that. So that's generally how you split your deck. You shuffle it and ask questions. That's 90% of what divination is. As you get more and more experienced, you'll notice, particularly we have a bunch of these in the guidebook, is you're going to want to look for what are called spreads, which are basically different ways to look for nuanced questions, like looking for aspects in your personality, questioning about personal relationships, focusing on what your year ahead will look like, or what all the nuances in a particular challenge are. Generally, the more cards you have in that question, the more nuanced of an answer you'll get because it has way more parts in it. So make sure you're always looking for spreads. We have 9 in our guidebook. 3 of those are original, and then 6 of them are very generic, coming from tarot or other forms of divination. The other practices that I can think of is just generally caring for your deck. Again, it depends on what you print these on. If you print them on regular paper, then you definitely want to keep these extra protected because they'll be super thin. But definitely what you want to do is you want to keep them somewhere safe, dry, and flat so that they don't bend while they're resting. And keep them out of sunlight, because if you put them in sunlight in particular, it will bleach the colors, and these very vibrant colors are gonna like to fade pretty quickly. The other thing you can do is something called cleansing your deck, which basically just means that take the cards out and reorder them in the order that they go through in the guidebook. And it's kind of a good way to practice how well you know the cards. Other than that, generally buy some deck note on divination. Trust your gut. You probably know what it is. Even if it's not the answer you wanted to hear, it's probably what your gut says. Not all the answers you're going to get are good. That doesn't mean they're bad. That just means life happens. And sometimes bad things happen, and that's okay. So don't go looking for answers and then try to force the one that you want, because that's not how life works, and that's not actually reflecting whether or not you think it's mystical or not. Don't cheat yourself on an answer. Be honest and embrace that sometimes bad things happen and that we need to do things to improve. And just take your time. There's no rush. We're always growing. I'm still learning new spreads. It's all for fun at the end of the day. Just enjoy yourself, guys. And that is our deck reveal and how-to for Jorvik Divined. It came out very nice. I like it. All right, guys. That is all I have for y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we will see you later with more stuff for our release week. Bye.